Hey everybody, welcome to today's episode of Beyond the Question. We're here live from Austin Startup Crawl Capital Factory, and today's guest is JD Weinstein. JD, how's it going?
Doing great. Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
Awesome. Got to know you as soon as I moved to Austin, and I've seen you go through a variety of roles, all of which have been epic, big-time roles at such a young age. This new one's really exciting, so if you could kind of tell everybody watching at home what you do and who you're working for, that'd be awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, sure. So just now, we just kicked off launching the startup ecosystem, the global startup ecosystem for Oracle, the mega tech company that many of you guys have heard of. And really the goal for this program, and what I've noticed kind of throughout my startup-y life, or at least assisting entrepreneurs, whether it be through funding, through mentorship, through introductions to talent, finding product market fit. One thing that really stood out was it's really hard to find big referenceable customers. And so the goal of this kind of Oracle program is to help startups unlock a large corporation like Oracle to find enterprise customers, get product integrations, and take these startups to the next level.
How are you finding these companies? Are they coming to you guys because you're such a big company, or do you have to get out there and go find them in the community?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Like most people have, if you mention startup and Oracle in the same sentence, typically, it's really only in the same sentence if Oracle's buying a startup. So it's definitely some culture adjustment there to putting out the name, and actually Oracle kind of leading this footprint now into working with smaller companies. But we've done a great job mobilizing marketing, at least launching in Austin and in Texas. And in early next year, we'll land and expand to the rest of the US.
Awesome. Is there any markets or cities that you guys are most excited about?
So I think the core focus was to get really ingrained in the Austin startup ecosystem. Oracle has just launched one of our largest campuses here in Austin, most recently. And so really having the collaboration to the startup ecosystem and the sales reps there, I think will be really, really interesting and integral to the growth.
So is, I guess, sales enablement most of the focus these days? Like, what is the core focus for Oracle today as far as getting in front of customers? What is the major thing you're looking at?
Yeah. So we'll always have, Oracle is the database company, and most folks that play in this kind of enterprise and B2B ecosystem understand that there is a new wave of technology with cloud. And so this is where it's a really interesting entry point for Oracle to come in and actually be able to work with much smaller companies that wouldn't typically be interfacing with Oracle to leverage their cloud technologies, whether it be IaaS or PaaS or SaaS services.
Gotcha. What is the most popular product that you guys have today? There's a lot, right? I mean, I've seen just the website, and it's extensive, the amount of things you guys have to offer.
Most come up with a problem, Oracle probably has some sort of solution for it. I think we're really in this next wave of investing heavily in AI and ML as many other corporations the rest of the world are. So the autonomous database, but also just figuring out, we're really playing around with a lot of different types of cloud technologies and figuring out what the best use cases are to help startups with that.
What do you think most people initially come to you for? Is it, we're trying to scale and we need help figuring out how to do that? Is it, we're kind of trying to figure out exactly how to get in front of the right customers and trying to figure out if you're a sales channel partner? I mean, what is the number one reason people come to Oracle?
Yeah, it's a really great question. All of the above, right? Every company is pretty unique in their journey and where they are. And if you look at a company like Oracle that has well over 430,000 enterprise customers and serves most of the Fortune 500s as customers, that's really the strength. So when you look at, there's a way to, what is our proprietary advantage compared to all the other corporate accelerators, venture studios, programs out there? It is tapping into this enterprise ecosystem, whether it be for customers, whether it be for learning, just the sales training alone, or product integrations and powered by Oracle Tech.
Very interesting. So before this, you were at WPP, and I know you've had a pretty diverse kind of group of companies that you've worked for in the past, just kind of taking a step back from Oracle, what do you see as the biggest opportunity in digital marketing today?
Yeah, and so for those folks on there maybe not familiar with WPP, the largest communications and PR and ad agency and conglomerate in the world, well over 200,000 employees. We're in a really interesting time where I think there's so much creative talent and automation, and there's a mixture of the two coming into play. Where in the past we've seen a lot of companies really struggle and have to pay really big budgets to figure out what an interesting PR campaign can look like, and now everybody's got one of these, and there are a lot of really interesting tools to enable you to release all sorts of cool PR agencies, media campaigns, or media campaigns, so forth.
So having served, ultimately you're working with a lot of consumer-facing clients, now working with a lot of B2B-facing companies at Oracle, do you find there's a lot of similarities, or is it totally a different ballgame?
So they're vastly different approaches, but there's certainly some really core understandings and definitely characteristics that you look for in an entrepreneur that we want to work with and we want to back. And so a lot of that stuff stays the same, albeit we're playing in a completely new industry. So,
Sure. I guess last question is, as an investor, what are you most excited about? Like, what is the next 12, 18 months and beyond look like? What is the most exciting space in investing right now to you?
Yeah, it's there's the approach of to others, and you look at kind of the sky high hockey sticks of cannabis and cryptocurrency. I think from dialing back and looking kind of more in my professional environment, there's a lot to be done with artificial intelligence, and there's a lot more understanding to that, and what does machine learning mean, and what are the different stages of that. But actually investing in all the data companies and the big data that powers all of that to work, I think is going to be a really interesting subset. So that's something I'm focused on.
I agree. So it's good to hear. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat. I know there's a big party going on back there, so we'll let you get back to it. But
Thank
man,
you.
Appreciate it. See you next time.